everyone, Jurassic Man here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Extreme Chomping Spinosaurus version 2. And wow, this is amazing to have it back again. Honestly, I'm so excited that Mattel is bringing back the Spinosaurus a third time, and this time, get this time there is no Spinal Gate. If any of you guys remember back from 2018, there was a Spinal Gate scandal that was going on where targets all over the United States did not get Spinosauruses. The year after, for the battle damage version, which to me right now is one of my least favorite, didn't also get a wide release for only the holiday season for a few weeks, and then they were never seen again. I'm kind of bad I sold mines, but it wasn't really that good in my opinion. The battle damage feature wasn't that good. And then they released a little tiny one that came out I think 2 years before, or 2 years now. And I like that one better too. Little mini one, I have it right here, but I'll show that later. But now we finally got the Spinosaurus back on shelf on both Target and Walmart. So that way distribution is not limited. And speaking of that, let's get right to it. So, what makes this Spinosaurus better than the other ones? Well, there's one key feature I gotta say, and it's that it's more accurate looking color-wise. Minus the brown tinge it has, the patterning and the detail on it hasn't changed, and it's much better. Honestly, I really love this one. So, let's get right to it. Of course, this is a Spinosaurus, and obviously it's going to look like a Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park. But also, this is from Camp Cretaceous line. As you can see in the background, it is of that of the Camp Cretaceous. Down here, you can see the figure right there in the diagram. The whole figure right here, Netflix right here on the bottom, the cast of characters right here, Spinosaurus, and of course the Spinosaurus itself. And on the back of the box, you can see Spinosaurus in a much bigger diagram. Down here in the bottom, we have the Albertosaurus and the Suchomimus repaint and re-release. And I gotta say, I love that that new Albertosaurus. It's really good. And oh wow, it's just so incredible to have this back. So, anyways, let's get right into the review. As you can see, I have another Spinosaurus. This time, this one's out of the box. So why is that? Well, I want one for display and one to keep. And yes, I know this might be bad for some of you guys, but I wanted another Spinosaurus so I can have something, because I really, really love these figures, and I was so sad that I never got a second Spinosaurus. And speaking of which, we're going to compare that next time. So, what makes this different from the old Spinosaurus? Nothing. Nothing makes this different or unique from the previous ones. The battle damage one was the only one to be unique. Other than that, there's the same sculpt, the same details, and the same points of articulation. Nothing has changed other than the paint. And you know what? I do not matter. I do not care. My opinion is my opinion, and I gotta say, this is really a good Spinosaurus figure. I mean, I can't really compare since I do not have the old Spinosaurus from Hasbro. Well, I do, the little mini one, but you can see my comparison for that with the old Spinosaurus review. I'll put a link in the bottom. And even though the Mattel one does look much better, that Hasbro one did have the rubber value, but that rubber was very cheap. This is not cheap. Yes, it does sound a little hollow, but you know what? I don't care, because I think this is more strong. This is gonna last longer than the Hasbro one. I mean, I saw one go up for auction for almost $200, and it has cuts and scratches on it. It doesn't even work. This still works. The action feature still works fine. The articulations are actually much stiffer that I've noticed. Of course, there is some slanting on that bottom part, but that's probably just on mine's. I mean, I'm not going to open the other one, but that's probably just mine's being mine's. So, it has the same points articulation, 2 in the arms, they're both swivels and have wrists, 2 in each leg, the hip and the ankle, the ball joint tail, opposable neck with 2 joints, one that could go all the way down and up, and has an action feature which can open the mouth. It's practically the same as the old one, as we know. I mean, let's bring that up. This is the old Spinosaurus compared to the new one. And what I gotta say is that the colors have improved. I mean, these ones, they look a little less bright, but that's probably because of all the dust this guy's been collecting. Pardon me for that. But as you can see, they have the iconic stripe that the Spinosaurus has in the movies. This one only has a fading to the neck, and that's about it. Also, this one has some patterns. Yes, they're not the circular patterns of that of the movie one, but they're a lot better than the striped one that we had. I mean, the stripe doesn't connect anywhere. It's just on the sail. And of course, this one has painted claws. This one does not. It's a little shame they didn't paint the claws on this one, but that's pretty iconic for Jurassic Park figures and Jurassic World now, if you noticed. Of course, the mouths are both the same colors. They haven't changed. Actually, this one does look a little redder. And this tongue is a lot harder than this one. This one's a lot softer. And it does lift up more from the mouth than the old one. Also, if you remember seeing the review for the old one, this one squeaks a lot. It has tight joints on the neck, but has a pretty flimsy joint on the tail. This one, they're not too tight, and they hold in position, and the tail joint is much stiffer. Yes, it does make a little squeak, but I can forgive that, because that's the tail and not the head. And the head's the one that poses the most. Another comparison I like to compare is this little mini Spinosaurus I got a few years ago. This mini one has very little paint job, and it looks identical to the older one, minus the red. As you can see right here, the red is mainly on the head and the jaw. This one is just on the eye socket and a bit of the midsection of the head. Other than that, it actually does have a stripe that does go more on the body than the other one, albeit it looks like a blab. And it's very limited, and it's skinny. As you can see, the Spinosaurus is much wider and chunkier. This one is a lot skinnier. And I'd like to show you guys something I got a while back. And I think it's probably going to be my next holy grail on the figure collection until I get a proper Spinosaurus from the same company. That being the 2K9 Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh man, I will do a review on this if I could get my other Bull Rex out. But seeing these two compared to each other is just so awesome. I'm having a new Spinosaurus, and I'm having a figure I've been wanting to get for over a long time. So yeah. Compatibility for these, I'm pretty sure they're very compatible. Although I wouldn't know, since they're very big and they take up a lot of shelf space. I mean, I don't even have a place to put it. I leave my Spinosaurus on my desk because I have nowhere else to put it. The reason I'm using this desk is because the other one's just full of figures. I'll get to reviewing those in maybe another time. But it's heavy. Let's also compare to this Styracosaurus from Beasts of the Mesozoica. And I don't know if scaling is right, but this Styracosaurus looks puny next to the Spinosaurus, and it's just awesome. So what score will I give this guy? Well, I'll give it the same score as I got at the last one, but you know what? this does earn a 5 out of 5 no matter what. Because the paint job has really improved, and I'm just so happy to finally get another Spinosaurus relief. Not just for myself, but for everyone included too. Now everyone can get their hands on a Spinosaurus figure, which does look a bit more accurate to the one in the movie. Albeit, that also makes the original one much, much rarer and much harder to get. I think not as rare as the Walmart version, but it's just gonna be rare. So, hope you guys liked the review. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.